Hi, so this is my first video. Gosh, I did this and then realised I hadn't been recording it. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a grandma that lost her children to the family court, and my it's slightly different because my grandchildren were abducted, and it was an Italian family. But I won't go into that because there's another video on my YouTube channel. But I just wanted to explain about the about the reason why I've started to research social services, and where I've come to today at this point in time. And we are on the front line of this as people that have been brave enough really to investigate what's happening to the children once they're taken into these privatised companies. And children are now assets of the state. Tony Blair started it, and I know that children had been taken and abused, well, since the beginning of time. But the UN agenda of depopulation, if you go onto UK Column News under children's topics, there are a number of things before they were stopped to talk about the children. I don't know why. Well, Brian Gerrish did give me some excuse, but it was just a bit. But there are some articles on there where you'll see the agenda of the UN agenda of the removal of children, and they put them on these vulnerability lists now, and they have like target figures of children they want to remove. So there's no help for families really to support them, to help them if they are in at times of crisis. So the heads of children's services do know exactly what the remit is for the government, and that is to remove children, as many children as, well, they've got a target of removal of children. They are assets. I mean, on the government website, there's assets. Under assets is the fostering and adoption agencies, the privatised fostering and adoption agencies. So, I'm not just saying that. There's hundreds of them, and they're all sort of fake companies, a lot of them. And so this brings me on. This is a lot shorter than the one I've just realised that I hadn't been recording. This brings me on, and now you've got to remember that us speaking out about it's like drug dealing, it's like child trafficking, drug dealing. If you're talking about this and exposing the darkness, it's not a very comfortable place. So I mean, that I did that second video to explain about the trolls on Facebook. But it isn't a very comfortable place, and I just want to do this video just to say, I mean, other people have done this as well, I just sound like, but I'm not suicidal. I am not mentally ill. I wouldn't have been able to do all this research if I was. I have got PTSD. I was diagnosed with PTSD when the children were taken, and you can imagine that having children snatched from you and never to see them again I believe it's the worst thing that can happen to you as an individual, as a living man or woman. I believe that it is the most horrific experience of your life, and a lot of people have committed suicide because they can't live with it. My son also went completely off the rails for a time. Fortunately, I brought him back. He brought himself back, but with my support and my help, he's not, I don't fear for his life anymore, 3 years on. But we did go through a very difficult time when I could have lost him. So it is the most devastating thing that can happen to a family. And I just want you all to know that this is happening to hundreds of thousands of families every year. One child every 20 minutes is taken into care. So So this brings me on to the present day. There's been a number of us that have been of the on the children's side of things, that have been looking at the bully case, and this is. I don't know why they've done it, and I hope to God it's because there's people working on the inside trying to stop the child trafficking. But this is brought to our attention the child trafficking that's going on in Blackpool and the surrounding areas through the caravan sites. And there are connections to St Michael's, both satanic paedophile rings and child trafficking through a care company. It's all on that board that we did. I didn't write the board. I'm not very good at writing, so so somebody else has done that. Thank you, Hope Love. And there are other people. So I'm not on my own with this. That's another thing that I'm going to say, is that there's many, many people that know, and so we're an army. We're an army, and we are on the front line. And that was exposed completely on Facebook when I was targeted. My husband was targeted too by a honey trap. That's what they call them. My sons have been targeted. I've been targeted. So we do know that we are targeted individuals, because and there are other campaigners like Rangi and Middlesbrough who are targeted. They don't want us speaking about this, and so I'm just doing this video just to let you know who I am and where I am. And I am a Christian. I'm a born again, spirit filled Christian, and I'm not afraid. I have a jacket that I wear when I go out on my campaigning for the children that's got no fear on the back of it. Because as Christians, we do not fear the enemy. I could reel off a lot of verses for that. But the Bible, one of the commandments that he gives to followers of Christ is do not fear. I mean, that is one of the, that is like the main thing that God says to us, is do not fear. And the light shines in the darkness. If you light a little candle, the darkness has to flee. So we are lights, and in a very dark world at the moment, with what's going on. And I'm not saying that we're going to be able to stop everything. And I hope to God we can stop the child trafficking through children's services, because it's just out of control. But I just want you to know that whatever happens, it says in the Bible, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. And I 100% live that every day of my life, knowing that I've got a home that isn't this world. And the children that have been taken, bless their little souls, are with the Lord in heaven, with Jesus, and they're not suffering anymore. But I always think about the children of tomorrow, and the children that are on their books, because they do have them on their books to take. So I'm thinking about the children of tomorrow, and the ones that are still in the care system now, that are on dole's orders and put in these awful places, these psychiatric hospitals, because they're trying to speak out. So I think about them. I think about the families that are suffering and will suffer once they've had their children removed. And so we cannot just think, oh, well, Jesus is coming back. And, we have to live in the light today, and do as much as we possibly can, Ephesians 6, to expose the darkness of what's happening today. So I'm not going to talk too much longer, because I understand that 10 minutes is the cut-off point. So I just thank you all for watching this, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everybody that is going to share this video and is going to get the truth out. Don't be afraid. We are an army that's winning a battle, and for the children of today and for tomorrow. And I know that things, if we look at prophecy in the Bible, things aren't going to go good. But I'm going to stop now because I'm on 10 minutes. God bless you all, keep you, face shine upon you and give you peace.